We going live. Are you ready for us?
Yeah, we are. We are on. I am
There's
Because we're live. I am just here trying to make sure that I share it to do my part in sharing.
Yes, for sure. I could only find my phone.
There we go. There we go. Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing out there? It's KP here with the team, Wade and Keisha, Miss KJ from RTS Mortgage Financial.
You're seasoned now. You got
Yes,
it.
I am. Yes, I am. No more messing up, man. No more messing up. Um, of course, I mentioned that she is on Instagram, she's on Facebook, right? And she is on YouTube as well. YouTube
Yes.
is Ion Mortgage, right?
Yes. I, as in your eyes, I on mortgage. Yes.
Okay. All right. Definitely check her out on there. And Mr. Wade is also on social media. Wade, are you still doing that radio program?
yes, I am. Yes. G98.7, 6 to 10 on every other Sunday. If you're following the schedule, it'll be this coming Sunday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Gospel mornings on G98.7. There.
Okay. And I'm also on social media too. You can follow me on where the Instagram is Eat Healthy Live Free, YouTube Eat Healthy Live Free. YouTube is another one. No Justice, No Peace Report. You just search me up and you'll find me. And we're there. So we are here, and what we're gonna deal with today. We're gonna deal with well, we know it's money.
Yeah.
More money, more money. More money, more
Money, sense, knowledge, all everything. Bringing knowledge and opportunity to
Yeah,
our community.
making sense of your dollars. You know, the dollars that we want to keep.
Yeah. So, did we? Sorry, did we give away? Did the person collect their little camera, the gift?
No, we have to give it away again. They didn't collect it yet. Arrangements are
Okay.
being made.
Okay.
Okay, that's
All
fine.
right.
As long as,
So,
yeah.
don't forget our sponsor. Don't forget to mention our sponsor.
Shout outs to RDP Networks, Mr. Richard Porteous. I normally have his card here. Yeah, here it is. He's on Instagram. He's on Instagram. RDP Networks. Shout outs to Richard Porteous, man. Computer systems engineer, applied certified technician, network installation and configuration, home and small business security solutions, Citrix and VDI management, end user support. All right. He's on Instagram. He's on Facebook. I don't know if he's on YouTube. I'm always saying that, but I don't see him. I don't know if he's on YouTube, but he's done, those two platforms for sure.
Well, you should know by now.
Don't say nothing. I always hear it from you. And for dollars and cents, folks, make sure that you like us and subscribe on YouTube.
And share.
Subscribe.
Yes.
And share.
We're on here. We're trying to, bring some information and some education as best as we can. And both platforms allow us to do that. So, our Facebook page is Dollars and Cents Team, and the YouTube channel is the same thing. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when we have posted something. Leave a comment. Whatever comments you leave on any of those platforms, we can see it here, and we'll gladly share it. So interact with us.
Yes, definitely.
All right. So today, guys, we're talking about financial myths, right? But in order to sort of set up the conversation, Keisha shared a video with us that's making its rounds on social media. It's from the Breakfast Club, right?
Shout out to the Breakfast Club.
Yeah, for educating Black folks. Yeah, they do a lot of things on there. Sometimes, they do some other things, but they bring in some good guests on there to sort of educate us in different ways.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Before
yeah, go ahead, Keisha.
Before we go there, I just wanted to highlight. I'm not sure if we've had an opportunity to highlight in our past live sessions with regards to the government business grant that's out there right now. It's anywhere from 10 to 20,000. Your income had to have had a dip within, I believe about maybe 20%. And it is available. It's a grant, right? So if you are a business, you're set up and you're able to apply for this, I would definitely suggest that you do. It's money. That's I don't believe you don't have to pay it back, right? I mean, maybe tax on it, right? But but definitely, it's an opportunity for you to put those funds towards your business and help to grow. They're trying to help small businesses, especially in this environment right now, business that has been affected by COVID. So I would definitely go on their site, and you can certainly reach out to me as well if you need some more information with regards to applying for that, right?
All right. If you can, Keisha, I don't know if you have a link or just mention that, just drop it in the chat window there. And,
yes, definitely.
Whether it's on YouTube or Facebook, it doesn't matter which one. All right.
Look for it.
Okay, so we're going to queue up the Breakfast Club little video here. It's at least 2 minutes and a few seconds, folks. So we're gonna get it on here, and we're gonna start it. So let me see here how I can.
So if they're the Breakfast Club, are we like the Lunch Club or?
Get out of here! Yeah, okay, get out. This man,
just wondering, man.
This man with his little corny jokes. All right, we're gonna start. Let me make sure to get it.
My last question is: what are the greatest financial myths you've been taught in the Black community?
The greatest financial, I think, is that the harder you work, that's going to lead to success. And it's like, shout out to my bro Wall Street Trap. He said something that was so profound to me. It's like, coming from working class environments, we all know people that work 2 jobs. Pretty common, right? Even 3 jobs, sometimes overnight shifts. And you really think about it, I never met one person that worked 2 jobs that had more money than somebody that worked 1 job. I never met one person that worked 2 jobs that had money. They still broke. And it's like, the reason is because you're trading your time for money, and that's not really how to get money. You got to have your money work for you. And that's really the greatest myth I think that we've been taught, is like, money doesn't grow on trees. You got to work hard. But
that's it.
It's really crazy because it's like, nah, not really. Your money has to work hard for you, because the harder you work for money, you're just going to burn yourself out, and you're still going to be broke at the end of the day. So like, I had a friend of mine, I'll never forget. And he was like, this was like 10 years ago, and he's older than me, but he was like probably 30 at the time. And he was like, I wish I would have been a firefighter. And no disrespect, I love firefighters. All, we come from blue class working environments. But the point is, I'm like, why you want to be a firefighter? Like, it's a dangerous job. He's like, just do a quick 30 years, you get your pension, you retire. And I'm thinking to myself, like, quick 30, that's your life. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's how we taught, like, just work a job just to get a pension. But it's like, it's so crazy, because it's like, if you put $6,000 into a Roth IRA for your child at 14 years old, right? And let's say it grows 12%. By the time they're 60 at retirement, there'll be $1.1 million in it. So you could literally make your child a millionaire with $6,000. And now people is literally trading their whole life to get a pension, to retire. You could set your child up for $6,000 when they're 14, have 1.1 million. Like, don't even worry about your retirement. It's already there. Focus on what you want to do in life. How many of us gave up our whole dreams, our whole life to have a pension, to have some security, and we still don't have security? So for me, that's the greatest myth.
I think mine's the same along those lines. It was like every, especially from a West Indian standpoint. My parents are Jamaican. It was like, save your money, save your money, save your money, put it in the bank, save your money, until you grow and realize, like, the people that you're telling us to save the money with aren't doing that at all.
They invest in your money.
They invest in your money, right? So if you ever try to go to the bank and say, hey, I need 20,000, they're gonna tell you, hey, we need, you got to give us a 2-day warning. We need to know that you're coming to get that type of capital. And it was like, wait, if I have 20,000 in my account, why can't I get it out? It's because they're using the money to invest, right? They're making interest on it, and you're making nothing on it. And so when you start thinking about that, it's like, that can't be the route. So it's along those same lines. Invest your money. And Fernando said that to us too. He's probably the first person I had heard say it. I treat every dollar like a worker. If I had to work for you, now you have to go work for me. And so he's like, look, I don't want to be cash rich. I have to have every dollar working. We need to make money every day. And so when you start getting that mindset, like I said earlier, it changes the game for you.
Yep.
All right. Why are we so quiet?
Oops, I was on mute there.
We're waiting on our fearless leader to take us.
I just put the grant. Can you put that grant into the chat for me? I just sent it in our chat here. The link. Did you see it?
Are you able to do that, Wade? Yeah. Well, okay. Actually, let's see here.
Yeah, I see it.
I see it. Making it visible. It's okay. I'll get it up, Keisha.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. So what the video that we just saw, like I said, is from the Breakfast Club. The gentleman that were talking, the one that the gentleman that started the converse or started to respond to Charlemagne's question. His name is Rashad, and his friend, who they're best friends actually. His best friend is Troy, and Troy is an educator, and Rashad is in finances. They actually, I don't know if it's like a company or they have this thing called Earn Your Leisure. I don't know if it's a company or it's there's a podcast. They do a podcast as well, right? And basically they educate individuals. It's like, just like what we're trying to do here in the Black community. They educate people on how to manage finances better, right? Earn Your Leisure. So if people quickly check them out, you'll find them on there. So Troy and Rashad, Earn Your Leisure. So they said a few things in there. Of course, Charlemagne posed the question about financial myths that we've been taught in the Black community. You want me to go through some of the points, and then we'll
Well, even before we do that, what are some of the myths from our experiences? That's a very good topic, right? In terms of myth or what we believed about finance and what we needed to do what did they tell us about money when we were growing up?
Not much.
Not much, right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Yeah, we didn't. I think it's along the same lines. I think as Black folks, even if we're from whether it's African American or some other part of the world, generally speaking, it's just work hard for that money. Just work hard, right? And that's pretty much it. You don't, you're gonna get rich. You were told that, but even though you don't see the manifestation of the wealth, that's the mindset that's with real or say. Go put it in the bank.
Yeah.
No concept of the interest isn't there. The bank isn't. You're not getting that interest or the different ways that you can, get some interest on it or the things of that nature. I mean, there might be more. It's not coming to mind readily right now, but it's just hard working. Pretty much what they were saying there as far as the money is concerned. You'll become better off. Just work. Basically, you work. And then, later on when you're like frail, that's when you're going to enjoy
that's when you enjoy it.
Yeah.
Maybe. Enjoy the money. Yeah. Now, as you talk about the clip, one of the things that stood out to me is talking about when he said about people working 2 and 3 jobs and they're still broke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was a yeah.
As a matter of fact, he said in terms of that, he said he's never met someone with 2 and 3 jobs with more money than a person with 1 job.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, struggling even more.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if I've ever looked at the two in that way, and I'm even thinking about it now.
Yeah.
But I do know that even though individuals, even from my own family, who work 40 jobs, they're still struggling.
But the thing is, though, you see, when you look at that, you have to look at it in context. What kind of jobs are they working?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
The person with one job versus the person with one job, right? It could be they could have a one well-paying job, and then two jobs that are minimum wage or even less than minimum wage or whatever the case might be, right?
Mhm.
And also, when you also look at are they living within their means? Is it just to make ends meet, or are they working for a cause to get rich later on? So
Yeah.
while that
A lot of factors going.
there are a lot of factors
Yeah.
that you gotta look at. So, but it's generally speaking, it's true, and
Right.
it depends on where you are and who you're talking to, and
Right.
what the job is. So.
Well, that's why we have different personalities and perspectives on here, right? Because it sounded nice.
Yeah.
It's a soundbite. It's a soundbite, right?
Right.
Because the interview actually was like 54 minutes.
Okay.
Right. So that was a soundbite. So maybe he didn't get a chance to elaborate on some of those things well from the soundbite. But just as you're sussing it out here, we see that there are a lot of factors that go. Maybe, like you said, a person has a well-paying. That one job is
one job is well-paying.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, but I did giggle when he talked about the two.
No, because it made you think, right? It's like, hey, man, that's true,
Yeah.
Broke.
Listen, we crack those jokes all the time as Black folks, man. We know whether whether it's us or our parents, right? Grinding those jobs, right? Low paying or that terrible boss or individuals are fighting you because they think that you may get more progression than them, and but. So, but I think it's interesting though that as far as the one paying job, the one paying job versus the multiple jobs.
But I've been in that situation where I had more than one job and I was still broke, so I know what it's like.
Yeah.
So I've been there. I can understand. And looking back, it was just bad decisions,
right?
That caused that, right? So
then he also said so from that point. I did my best to get these notes here. He spoke about. So in terms of the Charlemagne asked about the one myths. I don't know if there are others that that we could highlight, but he had asked about that one main myth, and they spoke about that myth of hard work. I think the education, which is I'll share some of the other things that he said, but in terms of the other myth is, as soon as you get an education, then that is equivalent to money. That type of thing.
That's why we have so many doctors driving taxis.
Yeah. And even with the college, university versus the trade.
Yeah.
Right. That type of situation there, with regards to, with a traditional type of parents, maybe, college, university would naturally be the first choice. I'm not going to lie. I was one of those parents, right? And you don't really, people doing trades, coming out making quite a bit of money, right? There's such tons.
No, my mindset, I can't remember when, but I know it shifted after having a conversation with someone and coming to that understanding where they showed how, individuals, even whether they're in high school or, close to, graduating high school, and then they're going to go into something else, folks talk about, learning a trade. And even if you're going to go into college and university to go do something that's not a trade, learning something is good, but it's the financial aspect of it that they're really hinting at, where you are able to help help yourself and your family even better, right? By utilizing this particular skill, because you can get a lot of money out of it. On the other end, another thing that came to my mind, sometimes we have friends or relatives who, that 3-year, 4-year program just ain't sitting well with them, right? They're not into the classroom and the lectures and they want to go build something, be outside, be outdoors, doing something like that, right? But traditionally, like I said, Keisha, we often push our kids, say, listen, go get that and get that money, right? When there is something that you can utilize to get that money even quicker, right? And you're still learning, skills about math or problem solving or, whatever the case is. But yeah, I remember those days.
Yeah,
And not coming out with a big bill as well.
Yeah, right.
You mean that big student loan that you spend your life paying back?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. No, but when you, and I was just speaking to someone about that this week, university versus going to college, getting a trade or something like that. I was just having that conversation with someone this week, and they're trying to, and so it all depends on, and what we as Black folk, Caribbean folks, we push individuals, we push our children towards university. We push them, even if they're going there to flunk out, towards college, and what they didn't do is say, "What do you want to do?"
That's it. That's it. I think that conversation, because to a certain degree, too, and I don't want to get too much off topic here. It's about prestige. Sometimes as West Indians of Caribbean people, we're not thinking about the real impact, financial impact it's having on you as a parent or as a family, and also on the child who perhaps don't want to go into that, right? We're more thinking of, yes, my son or my daughter has such and such degree now, but they're living in my basement.
Or they say, "I'm not paying rent."
Not paying rent.
But it's all good. But and I see, so these are something. That's why we have the show, so we can look at the other side, so we can develop a different way of thinking, so we can change the mindset. So you can think about, may not necessarily go down that route, but at least we've planted the seed. So you know what? Maybe you should think about that. Because trades, because because I know a young man that when he graduated from high school and all his friends were going off to university, but he went off and he studied auto mechanic.
Right.
And in 2 years he was certified, and on the way to doing his own thing.
Right. Yeah.
So
branch on into your own business for sure. Plumbing, electrician. There's so many water. Readers, there's so much,
right?
Yeah.
So one of the things that he in the show, I'm pretty sure that KP has this, is trading time for money.
Money, yeah. I got that. Trading time for money. I got it.
Trading time for money, and when you sit back and listen, but that's what we do. You punch that car, right? And so you go 30 years and 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Sometimes 12 hours. That's a lot of time.
Well, okay. So let's cue that up, right? So basically, he made mention of trading time for money, right? And then he went into have your money work for you. And then he used the example of the firefighter he spoke with, who worked for 30 years, who wants to work for 30 years to get
person. They say the person that he spoke with said he should have been a firefighter because
he should have been. Oh, I thought
a firefighter.
Okay.
Because a quick 30 years, and then he could get his nice pension and retire.
Right. So that's where the time for money comes into play, where you're giving up. 30 years is not. It's not like you don't just snap your fingers and 30 years.
But if you don't plan right, you snap your finger and 30 years is gone.
Right.
Yes, yeah, that too on the flip side. But it is about leveraging your money, making your money work for you, leveraging other people's time as well. This is how the big companies, how that's the system that they set up. When you look at McDonald's and they have all these different real estate branches, right? And they're leveraging other people's time. Right. That's really what the setup is leveraging other people's time. If you're able to set that up in terms of your own business, and leveraging other people's money, which is what the bank does. I think I was listening this morning to 680, where some of our big banks made quite a bit of money in first quarter. So
I mean, yeah.
10 billion, or I think, when I was listening to them say, you go to the bank, it's your money, yes, but you got to make an appointment to get your money, because your money is being invested somewhere. They can't just pull it out like that. They need time to get that back to you. So, these are the things. Our money is being leveraged to continuously make money for them.
Yeah, because you have $20,000 in the bank, and they turn around and take that $20,000 and give it to you in a $10,000 line of credit, and you use that line of credit, and you paying, let's say, 8% on the line of credit, but on your $20,000 you're getting what, 2%, right? Or if that. So that's how the banks make their money. You see, they're lending you your own money on a line of credit that you have put in the bank, right? Yeah, it's mind-boggling.
Just making our folks know, so the audience know here. So today we're talking about financial myths in the Black community. We're responding to a Breakfast Club interview with Rashad and Troy from Earn Your Leisure, and they spoke about the myth. They're talking about that myth of working hard and you're gonna become rich or wealthy, and that's just work hard and you become that, right? And so they brought out the point that you gotta let your money work for you, right? Let your money work for you, because in terms of that working hard concept is not necessarily paying dividends, right? And that's what we're talking about today, and we're just picking up some of the examples they use. That firefighter example, I thought that made me chuckle, right? 30 years just to get that pension or to get that retirement, and you're good. But like you're saying, Keisha, leverage other people's time, right? Use your time more wisely rather than just clocking in and that's it. I don't. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and keep in mind as well, when it comes to pension, in this type of economy right now, and for some time, I mean, pension is that traditional, job. It's slowly kind of going where that you definitely have that pension, at the end of it, right? I don't know if GM was one of the last of its kind, but I'm just saying that it's there's not a lot of companies that offer. You have a lot of companies that are offering their employment is part-time. You're not even getting benefits, and they're keeping you on that part-time status. And unfortunately, you don't have access to benefits for your family. So these are, these traditional things that we were even trained, or, our mindset was, put in that type of focus, get a good job, get a good pension, you retire. That is slowly, starting to kind of, dwindle off.
I think it's speeding up now.
Yeah, it's true.
It's speeding up. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Because again, like you said, you can't even get the benefit package is being cut. In the past, you used to pay a 100% benefit. You used to be covered. Now it's a co-pay situation. You pay a part of your benefits. The company pays the other part. So times are changing, and so these companies are looking at how they're making their money work for them, how they're leveraging your time as an employee to benefit the company. And so now, in terms of making your money work for you, it sounds good, but there has to be a certain education.
Yeah.
Right? There has to be a certain education, and then there is, and depends on how old you are, that because your risk tolerance, you got to consider how much risk do you want to take, because the higher the risk, the higher the return, right? Also, the higher the loss possibility. So it's good, and as you said, that was just a soundbite.
Yes.
Maybe you need another show to say what are some of the things that you can get into to make your money work for you. So if you check on
well, he did drop another example in the soundbite where he spoke about that $6,000 that you put away for your child.
Right.
I don't know what the term he was using. I don't know what, maybe, but
you mentioned an instrument. That's one of the savings instrument or an investment instrument that he talked about. But then he's talking about getting 12%.
12%, right?
Yeah, that's 12% compound interest for 30 years or until they're retired.
Yeah.
Then that's one avenue,
right?
That can happen.
I would say another avenue would be if you could get into the market. Our homes have made more than we've probably made in, I don't know, that's another way. I was actually listening to Michael Lee Chin, as we covered on one of our sessions. He's the only Black millionaire in Canada. And these were some of the things, millionaire, right?
That he was billionaire.
Oh, billion.
Yeah. He's the only billionaire.
Yeah. And he was doing a session actually on, I think he was one of the Jamaican channels. I think it was CVI. Is that CVJ? Sorry, on CVJ, and breaking down, when he first came to Canada and he purchased a home and the equity, and there's a lot of little clips of him online. But this is one of the tools with regards to even the real estate market. If you're in a position to get in, and if the purchase price is right, and the potential for the value to go up, this is another tool as well, of course, of making your money work for you, because you're putting down that people who are purchasing a property right now, by the time they move in, some of them, it's already gained some equity based on the way that this market is moving.
Exactly.
Right? So that's another avenue as well. Mm-hmm.
Especially if you purchase off a plan, right? Off the pre-built, pre-construction, right?
Yes.
So okay, go ahead. Finish.
No. Go ahead. I was gonna say something stupid.
So what about the
not no.
what about the partner? That's not a good way to
partner
that we throw.
You mean partner, also known as Susu, also known as if you
talking about making your money work for you or time and all,
Well, basically, what a partner is an interest-free loan. Isn't it though?
Hey, stop hitting close to home, okay?
No, but it is an interest-free loan. However, when you get your hand or you draw or whatever, what you need, if you can, find something to invest that in, right?
Yeah.
Then that would be, that's a way of making your money work for you. So the question that I was going to ask when I said, so you're saying lottery tickets are it's not a good retirement plan?
That's the you talk about risk, or you talk about extremes and all that. That's in that category, the luck.
Yeah. So you heard it here, folks. Lottery ticket is not a good retirement plan.
Yes.
Oh my goodness!
I know someone when I used to work in corporate. Every week, at least $50 they're dropping on lottery tickets.
Wow!
And I'm thinking, if you're taking that money and putting that, at least getting even 1% on that, it would be a lot further ahead than. But that was their thing at that time.
Everybody's looking for that big win, man, because you spent your time struggling and pushing and striving for so long. People get desperate, and that's just one of the
True.
that they resort to. And because people are desperate, sometimes they make decisions with the money that they have or they've garnered from whatever, whether it's working hard or whatever, and it's not an educated decision, and they end up with big losses, right?
Yeah.
So
But, in terms of making your money work for you, I know Keisha mentioned one thing. She mentioned real estate. What are other avenues? You have stock market. You have what else is there? And no, but again, you got to be educated and on these things. You got to understand, when to buy, what's the new egg. There's some steady.
But I think part of the issue when it comes to whatever money you have, be it a significant amount or just a small amount. Sometimes the hard work that goes into figuring out who can I trust, who can I be educated. You have to book that appointment to go into that bank and talk to that person you don't have a relationship with, and they're convincing you to go here, go there, and they're using language that I think it's a combination of many things that
Yes.
Creates this financial hesitancy, or
Right.
this they talk about vaccine hesitancy. Well, there's a hesitancy when it comes to taking that money and utilizing it in different ways, right? Simply because what we were shortchanged because we didn't get that education early, like some other groups. So when you reach the point now where you think you can do something or you want to do something, you're like, okay, what do I do here? What do I do? I'm getting all these voices, But I don't know. I mean, I guess it's just a matter of just keep plugging away or doing that hard work, right? In order to get the information to make that money work. But I think I think even if it's not finding any of those specific things, those interest garnering savings or investments, I don't know what to call it. Even if individuals, what if individuals like start putting away a certain amount now, Keisha? What would you say to that? Like let's just say your child is like 10 or 8, is it like what would that kind of money be? $50 a week, $100 a week? I mean, sure, it's based on what you can afford, but
I think, once again, it's really, kind of giving them the right tools and starting, on the right path with regards to money management, savings. And I've said it before, even, well, for myself, to be honest, some of us are born and embedded, with the principles of savings and budgeting and all that type of stuff. Some of us are privileged to grow up around people that have, these type of abilities. And so you get some training, you get some mentorship. And if you're not, then you're kind of in that situation where you're kind of just learning as you go, right? And hopefully, we can change the game, right? I mean, even with my two sons, they have, I've set up their bank account, they have their card. And anytime they get any money, whether it be from their godparents, birthdays and anything, they put it in. And I literally have them sitting around the computer, knowing how to accept the money and paying their tithes, like calculating what is 10%. It starts young, right? And making sure that we kind of start them on that path of success when it comes to, financial. It's very important, and it's putting away. Even if you're older, you're in your teens, work that out. What it would look at what your income is and how much can you sacrifice to put away. I think Adriana has been on here before where she's mentioned you pay yourself. Well, depending on what your beliefs are, you pay your tithes first. You pay yourself, and then from there, that's where you spend, right? So there's certain things to implement.
Okay, just to even simplify it, some more. And a person who just doesn't know, but they just want to do something immediately, open a bank account for whether it's for yourself or for your child, right? Let's just go with the child. If you put you put $100 each month. Is that something good? That's at the end of the year. It's what?
Yeah,
1,200.
1,200. Yeah.
That is that
Yeah.
is that good? Is that good? Like to start somewhere. So
Well, it's better than putting nothing per month and having nothing at the end of the year.
right.
So it is good because over time you never know when, especially when it comes to university or
Yeah.
college or trade school,
Mm.
any one of those,
Right.
you have something there. As long as you know you don't go and you don't touch it
Right.
unless it's an investment opportunity. That's
Right.
right.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Unless you got to discipline unless I think Adriana had mentioned before too that she has a card that or piece of paper that she literally slits in front of her credit card and or her debit card, and it has her goals on it, right?
Right.
When she goes to that card, what I'm going to buy, is it worth sacrificing what these goals are? There's things that we have to put in place, to make sure that we get into that mental mindset of when it comes to our finances, making sure that we're spending properly and just looking into things. Watching a video like that opens up your mind, right? Can bring you in a situation where you're trying to look for opportunities that may very well be there, but unless you start to kind of look at what's out there, we'll never know. Right? It's really trying to see what the opportunities are out there and investigating them, weighing out the pros and the cons. It said if you're going to invest the money, it has to be money that you are actually willing to lose, right? Because let's be real, we have to put it out there. It is a risk, right?
Yeah.
It is a risk, right? So your mental mindset has to be prepared that I'm putting this money aside, and this is what it's going to be. I know that if I lose it, I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but
Yeah.
that's what it is, right?
And that's why
Yeah.
I mentioned the risk tolerance, right? What is
Right,
your risk tolerance? How willing are you to take that risk? If people are wondering, you know what, I don't have any money to invest. There are, for example, income tax return, tax time. This
Mhm,
is what I'm of the opinion, don't plan for your tax money. Don't spend it before you get it. Okay. Don't make plans for it. That's I see it as surprise money, right? So that's money that you didn't have. That's money that you can invest, that you can use to
Yeah.
invest. Use some of it to invest because you didn't plan for it. You didn't earmark it for something. But sometimes we earmark it, and so we don't have. We're not thinking about investing. We're thinking about getting this, or getting something, picking up this thing that's gonna go down in value. Why not pick up something that will appreciate in value, right? And we can use that tax money for that. So tax time is coming right now, so that's something that people could consider, right?
Well, that's
Yep.
that's definitely a good, and that's why I was just trying to simplify it to a certain degree. I not to take away from what these guys are saying in terms of making your money work for you, and don't just work hard and think that hard work, a 2 and 3 job, is going to get you rich or that type of thing. That's why I was saying, like, what is a good practice for those who are just not there? What's a good practice? I was just using the $100 a month, maybe what from a financial standpoint,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's a certain amount, especially if you're doing it for a child and the child is young, what's that certain amount that you put away now, and how, is it?
Well, the other thing is also, you get the child tax benefit,
Mhm.
monthly money. Just
So
let
save
that, just let that stay there,
right,
right? You get it for what, 15, 16 years. If
right,
depending on your income, it's more or less.
right.
And so, but every Canadian receives that once they have a child and
Right.
are filing their taxes. And so you're not going to get it if you don't file your taxes. So, right. So you receive that. So you could just let that stay. Emergencies do come up. I do understand it, but don't plan for it every month. Just let it sit in an account for the child.
Right. Okay. Okay, so they also mentioned, just in terms of, we don't have a lot of time left, but they also talked about West Indian parents and their mentality. Of course, we mentioned that earlier. Save your
Yeah.
money, and but while you're saving, your money, the bank is doing their work with the money. We mentioned that already.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I think another big point that I think it was Troy made, right? He said, "Don't be cash rich. Don't be cash rich." I think that's a big deal. A lot, we're happy when we have a few dollars in our pockets, right?
Yeah, you like to see the money in the bank.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, in the bank, in your pockets, or whatever the
Yeah,
case
yeah,
is.
yeah. I understand what. Yeah,
Right, you're just cash rich. You just have a few bucks, and you think you're doing well. But once again, it's not working for you, or it's not doing anything. It's just there.
well, if it's in the bank, it's working for the bank. If it's
Right.
under, if it's under the mattress, it's
You're just cash rich.
you just
Yeah.
Just cash rich.
Mm.
But
But,
no, but
you
I
know,
think
I don't know how I don't know how I take
how,
that. Don't be cash rich.
no, no, no. Of course, you
In
gotta
other
say
words, just don't have the money sitting there.
something about right. I think
Okay.
that's what he means. And traditionally speaking, that's how we in the Caribbean, the West
Yeah,
Indian
that's
community.
how.
That's it. We just have it. We have not. It was an anomaly. Michael Lee Chins and individuals who we know, who are black, and they made some great financial moves, and their children. I went to school, and it was just amazing to see that some of my fellow classmates, once they reached the age, they were getting the cars, and it's not like the parents were breaking the bank in order to get them these things. It was just amazing, to see
Mhm.
success. So it was an anomaly back in the day, but now things are changing, and I guess we're understanding a little bit more.
Yeah. And even when we speak of that cash rich, I mean, it's the same thing. The mentality is for a lot of people, you pay down the mortgage, mortgage free. Then you're sitting on that cash of money, sitting on that house of money, right? Cash rich. But to the investment type of mind, it's take that cash out,
Yeah,
right, and then you purchase another property,
right,
right?
right.
And if a lot of people maybe have that mindset, when we look at the market right now, right, with all these homes, the values that it is, maybe if the mindset was to take out some of money, maybe 4 or 5 years ago and purchase a property, or maybe even a third property, a lot of people will be sitting and really smiling right now.
Right.
Right.
You see, and I was speaking to someone again the other day and saying, you know what? As you look at you pay off the mortgage, and we talk about houses appreciating and getting all this equity, having equity in the house, and we
Mhm.
said, listen, equity doesn't no good unless you use it, right? You
Yeah.
see, in order for it to really work for you, you have to go back in debt, right? But
Mhm.
guess what? There's a difference between bad debt and there's good
Yes. Good debt. Right.
debt, right?
Right.
Now, like taking the equity out of a house to buy another property, to not buy, to invest in another property, or
Mhm.
to invest, that's good debt because
Yeah.
the opportunity is there for it to work for you. And so that's how you make your equity, that's how you make your house work for you, right? You're paying on the mortgage, like you've paid the mortgage. Now you work for the house. Now it's time for you to make this house work for you.
Good for you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and what you said there, I mean, I don't like to simplify it, because I think we've come a long way in terms of
Mhm.
us understanding money a little bit better in 2021, 2020, 2019, whatever, the last few years. We've
Yeah.
come to understand money a little bit better, especially as we, as children, like myself, we've gone a little bit further than our parents.
As we have grown up.
Yeah, as we grew up, right? In terms of, but the education is huge, and that's for me is the big. Even if it's just, yeah, I'm not afraid to say I didn't even understand. I hear the term equity, but I
Yeah.
didn't understand it. I didn't know what that meant. Maybe it was just, me being very simple, but just the term itself, and the fact that your house have equity. And I've heard many times I've paid off my mortgage, and just like you said,
Yeah.
they never did anything. They just sat there with the house.
Yeah, and not to knock individuals who their goal is to pay off their mortgage. That's good, and
that's a good goal. That's noble. Yeah.
And but again, it comes to risk tolerance, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It comes to risk. You say, at my age, no, I can't better go invest anything now. No, sir, I can't afford to. And then the question you ask is, can you afford not to?
Right.
But you can't force individuals, because is as they're educated, as they understand a little bit more, and it has
period.
So it's again, make the house work for you. If you have some equity in there, I'm a strong believer of that.
All right. Yeah. So that was the interview by Earn Your Leisure for Troy, Rashad, and Troy from the Breakfast Club. It was a good topic for us to discuss and look at some of these points that they highlighted. But I'm in agreement, and because we're all from the same, we're all from the Black community, and we know that the whole idea is work hard, and you will be rich.
And there's nothing wrong with working hard.
Nothing at all.
You have to work hard. But you can work hard and smart.
Smart, yeah,
and,
that's it.
Work hard, work for your money, and then make your money work for you.
Yes.
So let me write that down. Work for your money, then.
And don't be cash rich. Don't be cash rich. Don't forget.
Don't just have it sitting there. Again. You have to do this. You have to make educated choices with your money.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't want anyone to come back and say that we said go and do. No, you got to make educated. You got to educate yourselves and know how you're going to navigate and invest in, or whatever the case might be. These things. Yeah. So that's all I've got for. What else did they say in this thing?
I think that was it. I mean, like I said, it was just a 2-minute plus clip. The full interview. You just search a Breakfast Club, and that's making it. I don't know why. I guess maybe it's just people are putting the hits on that one.
Yeah.
54-minute interview, but those guys dropped some in that 2-minute clip alone. They dropped some good. They got some good nuggets on there. It's definitely sound like individuals who know what they're talking about. Maybe it's something where we've grown enough now. I think we're comfortable. Maybe we should, Keisha, we should try to get these guys. All right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Yes, that is true. That's where you come in. That's your section there. All right.
Yeah, that's your part of the world. Yeah.
Yeah. What? So you guys sent me here for a reason?
Yeah, I think it would be good. Yeah.
Don't be rolling your eyes, sir. Don't be rolling your eyes. Right?
All right. I think definitely. I think we definitely unpacked a lot from that short clip there, and I hope if anything, it's open. Anyone who's listening now or a little later looking at this, I hope it's opened up a little bit of thought process in the mind with regards to some of the topics that we've touched on here.
Yeah, don't just treat those things as cliches. Work hard. That's not, or work hard, work smart or not hard. Don't just treat them as nice sayings or good a good adage or a good cliche. For a very long time. And as Black people coming from slavery and all of these different, we know what hard work is all about, right?
Well,
but in terms of we need to transition now and move from this just working hard only,
right?
At those few dollars that you have, and you're looking towards retirement where you can't enjoy those few dollars to the fullest, right? If we can just do things now, even if it's just education, this is a part of the education. We've spoke about it. We've highlighted the clip, right? We want the money to work for us. We don't want to just trade time, right? What was it? Trade time for money, right? We want to, whatever time we're putting in and the money that we're getting out of it, we want to utilize both to make our lives better and the lives of our loved ones better. All right, we've reached that 2 o'clock point, guys. Who's first in signing us off? Who's first?
You know, Keisha is always first.
Well, as I said, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We do hope that you got some good knowledge here, this segment. Keep looking, for more information in the future. We're going to continue to do this, continue to bring knowledge and opportunity to those in our community. Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment as well. We want to see your comments. Yes, 100%. We want to see those comments. Thank you, guys.
Oh, yeah. And as we're talking today about financial myths in the Black community, if you have any that we didn't touch them, because I know we only touched that one, really. Yeah. So if you have any that applies to your situation, just drop it in the comments so that we can see it, so all the viewers can see it, because you're here on Dollars and Cents, where we are making sense off your dollars.
All right, folks. So until next Thursday at 1 p.m., we will see you again. Take care of yourself. Stay safe out there. We're still dealing with the pandemic. We're still dealing with COVID-19. All right. Wash your hand, wear your mask, and do your best to do your best social distancing possible. Peace. Until next week.
Peace.